Sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So today we will cover topics like what is table and elements related to table, like what is base table, what is core table, how we can extend a parent table, we can add those things, how we can do all those things. Because if we directly go to form, we have to know like how we can create a field. So first let's cover table and then let's go to form. So this is my personal developer instance, and I hope all you people are creating your personal developer instance and having a look at what are the mod applications and modules in this service now. So just one more thing, like in filter navigator, type as system definition. Okay. Okay, system definition, and below this you will have all the things which are related to our development. Okay. Like application menus, menu categories, dictionary, table, choice, all this. Just that will be under a system definition. Okay. Database views, all those things. Like here we have business rules, UI actions, script include. And why I'm telling that, because if you type tables directly, there will be many related to table, like table cleanup, then we have import tables, then we have table notification, table cleanup, table configuration. So those all things will confuse you, like why are we having this many tables related things. So just go to your system definition, and under system definition you will have table and column, some all the things related to tables. Okay. So system definition, and under that tables. Okay. So these are 3,835 tables which are by default in any instance, because we have not created any new table. So all these are by default, like ServiceNow create by itself. Okay. So you can see this is a table name. Like let me take an example. I'm filtering incident. So this is your table name, which you can see on the form or on as a table name, but its backend name will be different. Like for example, we have this one, incident space task, but its background name will be incident underscore task. Okay. So in such way, we have a label for all the tables and we have a name, backend name for all the tables. Okay. And for the people who don't have IT knowledge, to Saikiran and Sohel, we create a table where we can store our data. Like if we create an incident table and we will have fields on that, only after that, or we can create a form and we can submit our records in that table. So that is the purpose of table for which we create it. Okay. So now just I will give overview of incident table, then we will create a new table by ourselves and add all those things. So this is the incident table which we are seeing in our daily classes from last 3 days. So the basic table. Okay. Yeah, before that let me cover one thing. That is, like we have a concept called as base table. So what is base table? Like we have a parent table in all the applications, like that may be Java or .NET. So in ServiceNow, we have two base tables. One is task. So that is the parent table of this incident, problem, change, knowledge, and service catalog. That we, sorry, not a service catalog or knowledge, but we can say for incident, problem, and change. So this will be your interview question for freshers, like what is the base table? So base table for incident, problem, change is task table. Okay. Incident, problem, change management. Okay, all this. And this is for ITSM modules. And we have one more thing, like you will, like when you go into ServiceNow development, you will hear about CMDB. So CMDB is the base table for all the CMDB related things. Like based on this, we will have CMDB underscore CI. We will have many tables related to CMDB, but this will be our base table. And we will look into this, like what is that table. So task table. Or one more thing before going to that, extends table, task, and it's particular this one. So as I told you, a task is the base table for many tables. So we have 38 tables which are extended from task table. What is meant by extending? Like we have we created table that is base table, and that will have some fields like created by, created, updated by, update, closed by. Those some basic fields are in task table. When we extend that table to our incident table or change, this is for change management table, change underscore request, then we will have for incident. So you can see we are extending this table. So by default it will take all the fields from task table, and for example those are like created by those fields. Okay, so that is the purpose of extending a table. And in ITSM, a task is the parent table. And same with CMDB. CMDB. I think we don't have that. Oh, sorry. I need to remove this filter. CMDB. Okay. Okay, they don't have CMDB related things for now. But these are the two tables. We call that as a base table in ServiceNow. That is task table, and for CMDB related, it will be CMDB table. Okay. And I have shown you that we are extending incident, problem, change, all those things from our task table. That is called as base table. So are we good? Like what is base table?
Yeah, base table is fine. Like, what is the CMDB?
Configuration management database. So like
Oh.
in ITSM thing, we create tickets, right, for incident, problem, change. So in configuration database management, there we will store all the servers related, all the configuration, like all the servers, all like all those networking related things we will store there. And it will like in like if we have an organization, there will be some networking team. They will check on daily basis if their server is up or not, if their application is up or not. So they do that manually, right? So we configure those things in CMDB, and we have that is just to getting configuring all the things in our organization. We will do that in CMDB, and we have a related concept related to CMDB that is called as discovery, where we will have a schedule. Like it will run on like you can give by yourself like 12 a.m. every day. So it will run every day, and it will check if all the configurations which we have mentioned, like all our servers, all the IP address which we mention in our CMDB are up and running. If those are down, it will notify us. So that is the purpose of CMDB, to manage all the configuration of our organization. Clear? But that is different topic that comes under ITOM. I have told you, right? We have ITSM, ITBM, and ITOM. So CMDB and discovery part comes under ITOM. And mostly networking, like people who worked on networking and networking background, those people prefer to have work on ITOM, because they will have clear knowledge of IP address, like what is IP address range, all those things. They will have clear knowledge. So ITOM thing they prefer the most. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then so that is about our base table. Okay, so we are clear with our base table, right? Then we have a concept of core table. Like for freshers, these are the question, like what is the base table? Okay, and what is the base table for incident problem change? So you have to answer this. That is task. And then we have base core table. So core table are the things which are created in ServiceNow by default. So all these things we call that as core tables. But there are some tables which start with sys underscore. Okay, sys underscore, like we have this push underscore notification, and let me pull some, like sys underscore user is a table for user, that is here, and this is for users location. So all and this is just I will simplify this. So sys underscore user is a table where all the user records are stored. So just remember this, because this is the table which we use in daily life. So remember sys underscore user. And same, like we have groups in all the, like we have groups. So if we want to add a user to group, it will create a relation between that user and group, right? So this is the table for that, where we will have group name and we will have user's name who is a member of that group. Okay. So all the tables which start with sys are called as system tables or core tables. Okay. And like we have that base table, core table, and then we have custom table. Custom table are the tables which we create by ourselves. Okay, we will create a custom table in few minutes. Like we will create a demo table. Okay. So first we will cover what is this extend, like what is the concept of extend table, like what is parent table and what is called as a child table. Like we have same concept in .NET also, so that will be easy for Rohit and Sharath, but I'm explaining this for Sai Kiran and Sohel's purpose. Let me take example of I will open task table first. Okay, directly task. So this is my what is happening here? Okay, task table, and then I will open incident table. How can I remove this on top? It is not going. Rohit, Sharath, any idea? Because this one is not moving from the top.
Sorry, Gautam.
This table is not moving. This one is not moving from the top. So any idea how can we remove that?
Yeah, just like press Windows M, everything will be minimized. Just enable that.
Okay, Windows M. Okay.
Yeah, now whatever you want to open.
Okay, no problem. So we have this table. First we will see. Then we have task table. Okay. So this is the task table, not this one. I think I opened something by mistake. This table, which is only task. Okay. So you can see this is a task table and its background name is also task, and this is in global application. So as I have told in second class that we will have application as a default, a global, like when we are doing in our dev, but in real time we will have different applications. So if application, like in this scenario, application is in global, in any real life, if we are working in company ABC, their application will be in ABC. Application here will be ABC. So whenever you are modifying your application that is here should be global. And your if your table is in ABC company, so your application chosen on the top should be in ABC. Only after that you can make modifications. Okay, you can edit your table, or you can add any field. So you can see we have some around 20 to 30 fields by default. Yeah, 70 fields as a part of this task table that is active, which we have seen yesterday. That is a boolean, like that will be a true or false. That is type here. That will be a true or false. And I will take just some important fields which we see in our daily life. One is assigned to. So assigned to is a reference field, like a reference from where we will choose a field, like a person. So we will talk about what is reference field and how we can create a reference field. And same assignment group, that is also a reference field, and that will pull the data of groups. And assigned to, that is a reference field, and it will pull the data from users. We will see this while creating fields. Okay. And then we have this closed, that is a date time, like what is the time it got closed. Then we have closed by, like that is also like a reference field, and closed by will be a user, right? So that one. And then we will have some fields here. Opened by, and then we had priority field on the incident, right? So that field. So these are, and state field created by. So these are the fields from our parent table, that is task table. And then we will have the look on incident table. So these are some 91 fields here. Okay. And you can see it is showing that caller, category, all those fields, incident, state, notify, some fields. And let's scroll down on the bottom. Okay, let me pull this in this way. So these are the fields and columns which we have for our incident. And let's pull the table name from that if we have. I am pulling table and table reference on this. So here you can see, like we have this result time, caller, category, or child incident. This particular fields we have created on our incident table. So you can see this table. But as I told you, we have extended task table. Here you can see extends task table. So all the fields which we have seen in task table that were created by, those should also get pulled here. So here you can see we have that active and activity due date, all those fields which we have seen on our task table, those will also appear on our incident because we are extending that table, right? So here is the name of that table from which it is getting extended. So in some cases, like in this particular case, we have only task table and incident table. But in some cases, we will have like task table, then that is parent table. Okay. Are you people able to hear me? Hello.
Yeah, Gautam, we can hear you now.
Yes. Okay. So in some cases, like in real time, we will have like task is the parent table. Okay, like we can say a head table. Then I create a task underscore Gautam. This will be a table, and this will have like we have seen that it will have 70 fields. Okay, then I create Gautam as a table, and I will extend task table. And example, I have created 20 fields on this Gautam task Gautam table. Then I will create one more table like some demo underscore one table, and I create 5 fields here. Okay, so this final demo table will have this because we are extending demo table, we are extending task Gautam, right? So it will have this 20 fields and it will show 25 fields. And again, this task underscore Gautam table is extending task table. So those will also appear. So total number of fields which we will see in our demo one table will be addition of all this 70, 20 and 5. So total of 95 fields. Okay, so if we have a chain like you are extending, going on extending, so child table will have all the fields of all the parents table on the top. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is about extend table. Then so for example, we are taking incident. We will now we will explore this incident table, and then we will create a separate table for this. So now you have seen like how fields are shown. Like when you open a table, so it will show in columns like what are the field that will be in dictionary entry. So just remember this dictionary entry because we will use this in future also. So this is a regular concept. Dictionary entries we will work in every day in service now. So that, and then we have this control. Okay, then we have this option extensible. So if you have a tick mark on this, only after that your table will be extended. Here in case of incident it is not tick, so we there will be no option we can extend our incident. So let's see on our task table if that is enabled or not. So this is our task table, and going to controls, here you can see extendable. So only if this is ticked, your table will be extended, else it will not be able to extend. Okay, so clear. And yesterday I have told you that whenever we are like there are tickets which start with prefix as inc for incident, right? So here is the option, you can give any prefix. Like if you create any table, you can give prefix of your wish. Like you can like I want to create a table and I want to give Gautam as prefix. So all the tickets of that table will start with Gautam, and here is the number from where you want to start. So mostly if like we want in the real time we want to have some big number, right? So so we will give as 10,000. So ticket will number will be started from 10,000, like 10,001, 10,002, 10,003, and number of digits. So number of digits it will be 7. So if you create a ticket, like I am saying 10,000 here, and I am saying prefix here, and I am saying number of digits and as 7. So the first ticket that will be get created is inc because that is a prefix. And what we told, 10,000. Okay, yes, 10,001, which I told you, and we told that number will be of 7 digits, so 00. So this will be your first incident number. Okay, inc is getting covered, your 10,000 where you want to start your number is getting covered, and that 7 digits which we told, that will add as 00. If you say that as 9 digit, it will add 4 zeros. Okay, okay, then we have create access control. like I will show you what is access control. That is a separate concept called as ACLs in ServiceNow, access control list. So we will see in that few minutes, and like I will explain, like I will give overview of ACL, but in detail of ACL we will have a separate session on that. Then we have application access. So like I have created a table. If you want that table to be accessed only for from application scope, that is only from global, or if you want to access that from all the application scope, like I told you, like we have some 100 applications, so you want to access that from there. So this is to choose that. Okay. Then we have options like can read, can create, can update, can delete. So these are all functionalities. Like if you are access, you are giving permission, they can read. Like user can read, they can create, they can update a record, or they can delete. So you will choose this. Okay, you will select this, and we will have this option allow access to this table via web services. So who the people who are in IT, they will understand like what is web services, right? So but the people who are not in IT, so like web services, like it is a URL, like for this is for Saikiran and Sohel. So if you want to access data of this incident table, we will provide you access, that is through web services. And like example, I will provide a web services, and I will provide you a URL. So using that URL, you can access records of this table incident. Like you can create a record, you can delete a record, you can edit a record, or you can update a record using that web services, and that will get reflect in this ServiceNow's incident table. So that is a web service. So if you want to allow your this incident table for that web services, you have to check that. If you don't have this one as checked, you that will not allow your table to be used as in web services, right? And allow configuration. Like most of the things, like most of the tables, we leave this as unchecked because we don't want to configure anything on our table. But you can explore this, like we don't get any real-time scenarios to allow configuration, but you can have a look like what is this allow configuration. So are we clear with these three tabs, like what is column, control, and application access?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So on bottom, you will see related list. So on all the forms, we will have some links like this, like even on incident. So we call that as related links. Okay. So you will hear this again and again in real time. Like if you want to explain to your client, you will mention him like, this is the related link. I will have created a related link. So I have remember this word. Okay. So design form, form layout, form list, to show form, like we have this on our table. So let's start from starting. So when I click on design form, okay, so it will redirect to some other page, and this is our forms design, like incident forms design. We have only 10 minutes left, I guess. Like similar like yesterday, if our meeting gets end, I will share a new link on our WhatsApp group. Okay. So this is about form designing, where you can design your form, like same we do in .NET, right? Drag and drop. So same, if you want to drag that and drop here, and if you want to remove that from there. Okay. And we have this drag and drop option is clear, right? Then we have this setting option. In that you like what if you want to change the label of that number, that field, you can change that, and that is a type of string, right? Okay. This we will choose while creating a field. And then if you want to make that field mandatory, just tick mark here. And if we want to make that field read only, tick mark here. So these are the easy options by using which we can make a field read only or mandatory. But I prefer you people not to use this option, like not to make mandatory or read only option, because we have a separate concept called as UI policies in our ServiceNow. So prefer that option to make mandatory, read only and visible, but do not use this. Okay, that is you using UI policy is the best practice. Okay, so this is about form design. Okay, so these are sections like incident section. This section doesn't have any name. Then we have note section. Again, this section doesn't have any name, and we have these fields. So this is about the form design. So next we have form layout. Okay, so this you people have seen, like when I click on configuration and I go to form design, this is like these are the fields which appear on the form, and if I want to pull this field and I want to push that here, and if I save, this active field will appear on the form. So this is your form layout. Okay, then we have layout list. So same thing, like this is incident list form, like we have seen, like we have form and then we have list, right? Till now we configured list in design, like form design and form layout. But if you want to configure and if you want to show this active field on your list view, you can add that from here, and that is your incident list. Okay, and that is your list layout configure. Uh, okay. This one, layout list and show form. If you want to see, like we have these fields, right? How form will appear. So this is your incident form. That is how it will appear. So this is just for your testing purpose. Okay. And then we have show list, like we have seen form. So we can see like how will list appear. So this is our incident dot list. So these are the fields that will appear on list, right? So those are the shortcuts just to check. And then we have show schema. So schema means like it will show in a diagrammatical manner, like what is the parent table, what is the child, what are the fields. So let's click on that. So this is also a interview question. They will ask you like what is table schema. So you should be able to explain that. So okay. So till now we have talked about parent table, all those things, right? So here you will see that in a diagrammatical manner. So here is your incident underscore task table. So that is again that is extend like this is incident is extending that, and from incident we have all these tables which are related to that. Like these are the fields on that particular table. Okay. So incident underscore task, then we have incident. Let me try to move this. And after that, we have separate category. These are some tables, okay, which are related to our like which are our on our incident table. So like we are using a reference field for assigned to. So user table should be user table will be shown. Like I'm removing this one and I'm okay. So now I have incident table, and then I have this user table because we have a field on that table, that is caller and assigned to. Okay. Then we have a task table because we are pulling some fields. We are using some fields from that is created by created, all those things, right? And then we are using some fields from problem table also, like from incident we will create a problem. So there is a field on our incident related to problem. We will explore that when working on incident form. So this is one. And escalation form is also another table which we are using in our incident as a field. We will have some requirement related to that. So these are the show referencing table. So we are showing all the referencing table, referencing fields that are used on our incident. Okay. So like this, you can have a look on your table schema. Okay. Now I will remove this reference and just have a look like what are the extended table. So extended table is incident, and that is getting extended from task. So right there we have seen in list view, but here we are seeing that in graphical manner. Okay. So again, I am opening this team. So we have seen till show a schema map, then add to service catalog. And service catalog, like I have explained in first class, like a service catalog is just like a shopping cart where we can add our requirement. Like if we have a service catalog related to our like I want to request a laptop, so I will there will be a service catalog where we can request for a laptop, right? So if you want to create a service catalog based on incident table, you can directly create that from here. Select fields from this table to create a new service catalog item. So you can click on this and you can explore this, right? That is just configure, and we will see this one in detail when we are creating and working on service catalog. Okay. Run point scan. I think this is a cubic version thing, so I don't have idea of this for now, but I will go through this and I will let you know in tomorrow's call, like what is run point scan. And then we have explore REST API. So in service now, creating APIs, REST APIs is very easy. We have to directly create on this, and a API will be ready for this table. So now I will click on this explore REST API. Okay, explore API. I'm choosing incident table, and all these are related to configuration. We will not see that in that one now. Okay, but then we in REST API, like people who have worked on .NET, they will have like what are these get, post, put, delete, all these methods, right? But I'm not going in detail because we in our class we will not see about what are REST APIs and how we should